Every week you think there's no way it could get any worse. And then it does. And this is what happens when you hang on to a head coach for way too long. This is what happens when your coach should have been gone a long time ago. You lose the locker room. Your message is wearing thin. You know, your voice is stale. The message is stale. It all sucks. And what you're seeing right now is a head coach who was always in over his head. A head coach who should have been fired in 2018 when he missed the playoffs for 3 straight years. But his job was saved by Lamar Jackson. Now you're seeing a coach who won a Super Bowl because of his players. Not because of him. Because of the leaders on his team. The same guys that he turned around and got rid of half of them because they were too much leaders for him. He don't like alphas. They were alphas. Nobody on this team right now is an alpha. They're yes men. That's what Harbaugh wants. He wants yes men. He doesn't want any players to speak up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Last time we had one of those, it was Marcus Peters, and we made sure he got up out of there. You know, it's not crazy that all these ex-players don't have very many good things to say about John Harbaugh. You know? Why? Guys like Matt Judon and Calais Campbell and, you know, all the guys that left it probably would have stayed if our coach had any sense and he wasn't a moron. They probably would have stayed. But when you can see the writing on the wall and you can see that this guy's an idiot, I'm not staying here. We ain't gonna win here. I love it here, but we're not gonna win here. You know? This is not Ravens culture. This is not the culture. You know? The culture... The culture is gone. The culture is gone. We've allowed 177 points in 5 games. 177. The only time we didn't allow 40 was the Browns. And they can't score. Okay? It's a terrible product. It all sucks. It's all bad in Baltimore because of the guy in charge. And this is where the ownership, Steve Bisciotti, Eric DeCosta, this is where you finally have to step in and cut the cord on your best friend. We know y'all circle jerk each other. We know y'all are best friends. We know y'all are in cahoots. EDC, you're neighbors with John. John walks out to his backyard. He looks at you. He says, "Oh, hi, Eric. It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it?" "Yeah, John. It's a real beautiful one. Don't worry about your job. You're not going anywhere. You're my buddy." That's the state of the Ravens right now. And we have 3 people to blame for this. Steve Bisciotti, the owner. You're not cutting the cord. You're not doing nothing about the problem. You haven't for years. Eric DeCosta. Same with you. He's your buddy. You're not going to do shit about it. And then there's Hard Bitch. We already know he's the number 1 problem with this team. I don't see the Rams game being much better. You know, signing these guys and signing, you know, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We traded Owe because we don't have a fucking pass rush for another safety. You know what? At this point, it's a fire sale. Get rid of everybody. Tear it all down, other than Lamar. A few of the younger guys, Kyle Hamilton, Linderbaum, you know, all that. I'd even say Ronnie Stanley can take a hike. He's hurt all the time. You know, tear it all down. It all sucks. We've never had to really do a complete rebuild with this franchise, and that might be the problem. We held ourselves at such high esteem for so long. We don't recycle head coaches. We've only had 3 in our history. That's the problem. We love our guys too much. We hang on to them because we like them. That's the problem. The front office is mixing family and friends with business, and you cannot do that. You cannot do that. I got a lot of friends that I love, you know, I love dearly. I can't work with them. I can't live with them. I still love them though. You know what I'm saying? Like, the coaching staff has got to go. Harbaugh, Zach Orr, and Monken, you fucking bitch. Monken, you fucking bitch. You got to go. You suck. You suck. You want to run a pass-happy offense with a team that's supposed to run the ball first. You have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. That should be 65-70% of your snaps should be running, you know, they should be run plays. But you out here wanting to throw the ball all around the field with your quarterback who is a beast, but he kills teams with his legs. He kills teams when you let Lamar be Lamar. Not John Elway, Dan Marino. It's not just, you know, a pocket passer. We need to get back to the RPO shit. You know, running the football, you know, to consume the clock. When you're down guys and you know you have a running back who can control the clock, even if Lamar's not playing, you use him. And you use him to the best of his abilities to run the fucking clock out. Keep them on the sidelines as long as possible because your defense is banged up. Okay? They can't sustain being on the field forever because they're not that good. So how do you do that? You run an offense where you hold on to the football. Y'all are not going to get the football back until we have to give it back. Okay? You don't run a fucking high-flying aerial attack. This ain't, you know, the Rams with Kurt Warner at 99, bro. That's what he thinks his offense is. He wants to use Justice Hill like, he's Falk. He's Marshall Falk. Motherfucker. That's not who we are. We have Derrick Henry. You stick to the game plan, Todd. Stop trying to get all fucking cute. I know you don't like handing off because it's boring, but guess what? Then you shouldn't be here. Because that's what we do here. Nobody here is vocal. There are no vocal leaders on this football team. Harbaugh made sure he got rid of all of them. You know, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl in 2016. He's been out of there for years. Pete Carroll, he won a Super Bowl in 2014. He's been out of there for years. Why is John still here? You don't get to skate by on a Super Bowl that you won 13 years ago that you just had to fall back and not fuck up. Okay? You just won that Super Bowl because you played your part. We didn't win it because of you. Fucking idiot. He's good. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Man, you're a fucking idiot. Anybody who thinks John Harbaugh is a good coach, you don't watch the Ravens on Sunday. You don't see the moronic faces. He has his head set down and shit. What? Bro, you look lost. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. Okay? You don't say shit to your coordinators to check anything or fix anything. You fucking suck. It all fucking sucks. This team sucks. The front office sucks. The coaching sucks. The players suck because everybody's fucking hurt. And here's another thing. Why has everybody got a fucking hamstring injury? Half the roster that's hurt right now is hurt with hamstrings. What is your training staff doing? What are they doing? Are we going to do this again? The 2021 shit where the whole team got hurt? Including who? Lamar, just like now? It's the same old recycled shit with John. Same old shit. The same problems keep popping up. Ball control. Fumbles. Penalties. Dumb challenges. Not running the football. Being too loyal to your staff. To a fault. Where now your training staff, bro, we just redid the whole training staff a few years ago. So how is it all fucked up again? Everything under this man gets fucked up. The training staff, the players, the games, in-game execution. What do you do, sir? What do you do? But stand on the sidelines. Oh, I forgot. You break it down in the locker room, and when you beat the Texans, you dance. Because you beat the Texans in the second round of the playoffs that you were supposed to win. You were the number one seed. You're dancing in the locker room, bro? The message should have been, okay, all right, guys, everybody, you'll bring it in. Look. We won today. Feel good. Let's celebrate it. But we ain't done yet. We still got a lot of work to do, okay? On to the Chiefs. Not sitting there. Hey. What are you doing, bro? Oh, we're 1-4 because your players are in practice playing cornhole and shit like that. What are you doing, bro? This is the type of shit you do when you a player's coach, huh? Yeah, well, hey, I got news for you, John. Your players that checked out on you, sir. You have lost the locker room. They don't hear you no more. And I don't blame them. You should have been out of here. You got to be sitting there going, is this really our fucking coach? Is he this much of an idiot? The Texans hadn't beat us at home ever. They were 0-8 in Baltimore. Well, hey, they 1-8 now. Worst loss in Ravens history. I want to say the worst loss in history, but it might be the worst loss at home. Either way, it's fucking embarrassing. Sucks. Okay? It all fucking sucks. And it all needs to go. And we ain't gonna go on no magical ride when we get all the guys back and Lamar puts his cape on and we sit here and you know, run off 8 to 10 in a row. It's not gonna happen. This team is checked out on John. It's about to be a long season. The bye week might help us, but I mean, the schedule, it gets softer. I understand we had a brutal start to the year, whether we was healthy or not. I mean, Bills, Browns, a division game, Lions, Chiefs, the Texans, like 4 out of those 5 teams last year were playoff teams. Okay? And guess what, John? You lost to them all. You can't beat the Chiefs. You can't beat the Bills. If you can't beat them in the regular season, you're definitely not going to beat them in the playoffs. Lamar can't beat Josh Allen or Mahomes. Okay? He's 3-10 against only those 2 guys. And unfortunately, that's what his career will be judged as, you know, and be looked at when it's all said and done. You couldn't beat those guys, man. You couldn't beat those guys. And this fucking team, it's just, you know, you show up and watch, but it's just like a spectator at this point. I mean, there's nothing good going on. There's nothing good to cheer about. Every game, it just gets worse. You know? Nobody's afraid to come, you know, to the bank no more. We ain't striking fear in nobody's heart. We ain't intimidating nobody. We don't have no vocal leaders. We have no chirpers. We have nothing. It all sucks. This is not who the Ravens are. We have gotten completely away from our identity. What is our identity right now? Tell me. What is our identity? It's not a running football team. Oh, it's a passing team. Well, wait, why is it a passing team? There's Derrick Henry back there. Yeah, exactly. So tell me who the fuck we are. And likely he's been back for, Isaiah Likely's been back for 2 weeks, been non-existent. Ain't even heard from the guy. I understand last week it was with Cooper Rush, but still. It's fucking terrible. This is one of the worst. This is probably going to be one of the worst seasons in our history. And it's because of the fucking head coach. He got to go. He got to go. You know, after this season, y'all just need to agree to mutually just part ways and take the whole staff with you, John. That's your staff. You brought them in. You take them with you. And we start over with a younger guy. I'd even go, you know, everybody's like, well, who do you replace him with? Shit, off the top of my head, a few guys I can think of. One that comes to mind, Brian Flores. A hard ass, which is what we need right now. But far, far away from who John is. He would come in this bitch and be like, all right, look, I don't know what the fuck y'all was doing with that clown, but here's what the fuck we about to do now. He would get us back to Ravens football off top, that identity. You know, give me a fucking, just, you know, even a younger guy that can call plays. This guy's out there, man. It's time to cut the cord on John. You have to. You have to fucking cut the cord after this year. Just say, hey, look, John, you know what? We'll give you a nice suite up in there in the front office with us, with me and Eric. You know, and yeah, you know, you can, you know, oversee the team with us. Although I don't know why the fuck you want him to do that, because he sucks at everything. But that's what Steve Bisciotti needs to tell him. Look, we'll just say that we parted ways, and we're gonna go with the new guy. Because at this point, you gotta let somebody else have a shot at it, John. You had it and you fucked it up for way too long, and now the fans are calling for your head. And I fucking told y'all, and you fucked me on it. And now everybody sees that I was fucking right. Told you he sucks. I hate having to fucking. No, I don't hate it. I love being right, but I hate having to fucking come in here and tell y'all. I know you don't like it, but I know I was right. I told you I was right. I saw the writing on the wall after we lost to the Titans. 2019. I knew right then, you know what? John Harbaugh got to go. And it hasn't got really any better since. You know? That team who lost to the Chiefs should have won a Super Bowl, you know, a few years ago, 2023. All that being said, it's on to the Rams. I don't have nothing good to say right now about this team. Okay? It all fucking sucks. I'll see y'all next week.